Hello and welcome to GG1 Presents Weekend Wars powered by Halo Masks. This is me, Xerxes, and I'm bringing you our partners, gaming storage partner WD Black, online streaming partner MX Player, loyalty partner Reward Port, immersion tech partner Question What's Real, that's the glasses I'm wearing, all. And we're supported by Red Bull. We are here at the beginning of the Fortnite tournament, but before we go there, I'm gonna have you take a look at the schedule of Weekend Wars so that you know what you missed out and what's gonna happen tomorrow so you don't miss out anymore. So let's take a look at the Weekend War schedule right now. And while it is getting rolled in, we're also gonna let the casters come in who are gonna be joining us. We've got two very special people, Captain Price and Boom, joining us today, who will take you through the matches like very fabulous casters that they are. Boom, literally.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
Doing good?
Yep, doing good as well.
Yeah, Captain Price, we meet again in a very short while. This is good from COD Mobile right here to Fortnite. Yesterday we had some very quick, fun matches happening, and two people took home 10,000 each. I mean, two teams rather took 10,000 each, and each team is a duo of two people. Well, today is going to be a similar structure where we have two games happening when we'll have 45 teams of two people playing to win 10,000 each match. And then tomorrow we're gonna have 48 teams of two people playing to win 1,60,000 rupees. Yeah, that's right. That's the amount of money on stake tomorrow, because tomorrow is a big day. It's the finale of the first edition of Weekend Wars right now. So we want to make sure we go out with a bang. Boom. Guys just joined in, so why don't you tell him a little bit कि कल क्या हुआ?
So we had two games yesterday for 10,000 rupees each. We had insane end games. As I said like last time, winner takes it all. You the only thing on the line is winning the game. Your kills don't matter, nothing else matters. So the end games were really fun to watch. So much action going on, so much intensity, so many things to cover. It was just so fun to watch. I mean, it's a really
Captain
good format.
through that. And Captain Price, what's your experience with Fortnite been like?
Well, I have seen top-notch players like Ninja playing special. Ninja is, I think, the official meta of Fortnite now, because I recently heard that a Ninja skin had been introduced in the game as well. So, according to that, and based on what I have gathered my knowledge about, the game on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you like to call it, I'll say we are gonna have a very intense and tough match as well as we speak, and we'll move into the match in a short while. So, Xerxes.
And that is correct. And also, while we're here, why don't we take a look at the schedule for Weekend Wars to know exactly what we're done with? Boom. We are done with two rounds of Valorant where we had 8 teams, and now we have 4 teams after today's matches who are gonna be playing tomorrow for the eliminator round, going into the finals at 10:45 a.m., followed by Call of Duty Mobile at 3 p.m., where we again have 4 teams who've gone past the 8 team round to come into the eliminators, and then we've got Fortnite at 7:30 p.m. This is where we stand on the Weekend War schedule. We are done with 2 days. We have one last day left tomorrow and this whole section of Fortnite today. In fact, for all of you who are watching us, I thank you for watching us, because we love it when you viewers join in to see some international quality esports level going on over here, and which is why we would like to reward you with an opportunity to win something sitting right there at home. We've got 5,000 free bucks to be won, and for that, all you need to do is drop in the answer to this question, which is going to come on screen right now, right below. And one of you will be picked by the end of today as the winner, and you get 5,000 free bucks, which you can redeem for whatever else that you want to. The question is very simple. Who is the game publisher for Valorant? Is it Riot Games? Is it Supercell, Tencent, or Activision? It's as it is. Ah, boom, Captain Price. It's back to us. What are we expecting today, Captain Price? Considering you are streaming this for the first day on Weekend Wars and you didn't see yesterday, what would you really like to see from these 45 teams?
It's not very true that I didn't see, because I was watching yesterday's games, around a little while ago, and as well as yesterday. I'm following the entire meta of Weekend Wars, so because the competition level,
Nice.
it's really, really high. So what I expect out of the teams is no less than what I saw yesterday. There was insane plays coming out from a little bit of individual players, and the teamwork, the
Right.
rotations, everything is like very coordinated. So that brings up an insane bit of team support, sportsmanship, whatever you like to call it, and esports as such, whole in this entire great tournament of Weekend Wars. I believe we are gonna have a great evening today in Fortnite.
Perfect. And
Indeed.
boom. Yeah, what you expect? आपके क्या expectations हैं आज के
I
साथ?
think I'll be supporting Illuminous from yesterday, Illuminous and Stranger. They
Right.
performed really consistent yesterday, taking the first game and coming second in the second game as well. So I'll be rooting for them, watching them out because they're two dangerous players with really good chemistry, and we should be on a lookout for them.
Interesting. And what do you guys have to say about the other games that have been going on Weekend Wars when it comes to Valorant, when it comes to COD Mobile? Captain Price, which ones have been your favorite to watch?
Well, I'll say Valorant is my favorite because that's the only game I'm being playing since, I don't know, maybe 1 month or so, and I am
Okay.
grinding really hard in that game. So it's really fun to watch the agents, the abilities, everything. And Fortnite being a tough game, because when it comes to PC games, we know that there are multiple options, but Fortnite on its own, the toughest battle royale game, if you ask me. And if players are playing that, why not enjoy the competition? About COD, what God and what's happening. We all know what's happening there. The competition, like competition, is there everywhere. But my personal favorite is gonna stick with Valorant.
Interesting. And Boom, what's your status on this?
I'd go with Captain Price. I was watching the Valorant games in the morning. Honestly, I didn't expect to see really high level plays, but I was caught off guard. I was surprised. I was watching Team Sick Warrior versus the other team, and the plays
Right.
that you could see, the level of gameplay was so high. Like it was really fun to watch.
Perfect. This was just a teaser of what you were missing out on if you weren't watching us today and what you can expect tomorrow, because these teams have qualified and they are the top four teams currently in the Weekend Wars battling for the big amounts of money that we've got on stake. But I'm not going to hold you back any longer. We're going to lead you straight into the first match of Fortnite, the Casters, Boom, and Captain Price taking over. I'll be right here.
Thank you for the ball, and we have it in our code. So about Fortnite, Boom. Since you are there, you were there yesterday, and you will be there for the next day as well, and you're there today with me as well. I'll give you the opportunity first to introduce, a little bit of what we had seen yesterday, and based on what we saw yesterday. Like you said, you're gonna vouch for two players, but what more do you expect? Like maybe the underdogs come into play, maybe they just step up and do better than everyone. Because since the only thing that matters now is winning the game, I believe there's going to be a lot of passive gameplay coming in. So, what do you have to expect, Boom?
Um, I'd agree with you. Like when there's such a format, like where only victory royale matters, you wouldn't see a team consistently performing. Yesterday, both the games had different winners, and I'm expecting the same today as well. I'd like to see new names winning the games, and yeah, of course, like um there will be passive gameplay of course, but due to the in-game feature of storm surge, like wherein you have to do some sort of minimum damage to stay alive, otherwise the game will start dealing you damage. We'll definitely see a few fights coming into the third and fourth zone to keep from players to keep themselves alive, but yeah, apart from them, passive gameplay, just looting and going for the victory royale.
All right, that will be really great to watch. And when they introduced the new feature of Storm Surge, that was a really interesting thing to do, because there were many players who were not engaging in fights before, but now you do need to engage, and I believe that's a very good thing that Fortnite has done. Well, one more question I'd like to ask you, Boom, is that if you could slightly enlighten our audience as to what the damage outputs of the zones are. Like the first circle it hurts this much, second circle this much, and how many circle progressions are we gonna see every game?
There's about seven circles. Seven being the last circle. First circle, while closing in, does one damage, and when it's fully closed in, it does two damage. After that, when the second zone does two damage, and while fully closed in, does five damage. From after that, it's five to 10 damage, and it goes on. So the damage scales really strongly, and players have to be very aware of their positioning inside the zones. And
All right, and I can see, there are a number of players they are dropping off on the center of the island. That's really a great thing to watch. But on our screens, now we can see "I am hard" and "written by sweat" on our screens. I can see there's only two players lurking around them, so we might be seeing an early engagement in here. Well, I'm hard. He is going up the stairs in this building. He might be, looking for some loot before he starts off any engagement, because that will be the wise thing to do. You should not engage in fights unless you have the sufficient loot. And what do you have to say about that? Boom, should we loot up first and engage, or should we just engage with whatever we have and maybe, just maybe, outplay our opponents? What do you have to say about
I
that?
think considering the format first, like most importantly, one should loot only. Like looting is the most important aspect. But sometimes you can get really lucky with loot. Like sometimes you can land on a really good gun, and if you know you have an advantage over your enemies, you can just push them early with the strong gun that you have found, and you can end them right there. And that's your early storm surge as well. But let's see how the players proceed here.
That is really impressive. And one more thing, I really, really like about Fortnite is that you can carry a various amount of weapons. You can carry one AR, one SMG, one shotgun, one sniper rifle, and also one handgun, which is really amazing to watch. Because when you have multiple, okay, and we can see here these two teammates, they are building on top of each other, and they are maybe just looking forward to stay on the edges of the circle to avoid any early fights, and maybe just hold on for a little bit of time. Well, I can see I'm had he's being there on our screen for a little while now.
While
I do want to see some other players as well. Yes, we have moved on to written by Sweat, his teammate,
that's his
who is
teammate.
also looting up. Now, staying in the looting phases is really advisable, but when you move into the end circles, I believe building intense structures are the key to victory. What do you have to say about that?
Of course, like when you reach the end zones, like you're surrounded by so many people, you're surrounded by 50, 60 people who are like just willing to kill you. And if you just miss a single wall, if you don't cover yourself from one side, there's a 90% chance that you're gonna end up dying. So yeah, intense building has to be there in the end game, and you cannot like afford to miss a single build.
That is very, very true. And boom, one more thing, if I ask you on a personal basis, yet again, which are your favorite weapons in this game?
I'd say the sniper is really good, even though it's sort of broken. It's really good, and I'd say the pump shotgun.
Yes, I have seen actually Dr. Disrespect, do it multiple times, and we have a really good engagement now. Swordtap has been knocked out. He might be finished off really quickly, but his teammate comes in. A7MR, he's coming up now. 70 HP remaining on his end. He needs to build up. He needs to heal up as well. He is healing up as we speak. And let's see if we have one elimination. I believe we have one squad completely eliminated there, and we have
Um,
a little bit of solos left alive. I want to see this player stand out now. South he has been taken out of the game. He had one frag in his end, but he
like
had to
this
be
is
punished for what he did,
1v1
and that.
situation. Both the teammates have been taken out, and
Okay, yep.
yep. So let's see if they are gonna engage. Or CQFI doesn't have any shield, so I think he'll probably go for the disengage. But he's taking the hide, maybe going for his teammate's reboot card. And there's an engagement. Let's see who ends up winning the fight.
I believe they are gonna firstly cover themselves up, maybe heal up a little bit, but no, he goes for the engagement actually. Coffee is holding up on the other side of that wall, tries to break that wall. He actually successes in breaking one or two walls, but he's just going on, keep building. He is not gonna wait at all. A7MR, he needs to heal up. He needs
He's
some
out of
time. He is
mats.
low.
And
He
that's
jumped
support
down. He
damage.
fell. That was so embarrassing. And you see, CQFY, he's standing.
Remind
He
you,
still
CQFI
survived.
started with only 100 health, whereas
Yes,
his opponent
yes.
had 150 health. But CQFI with amazing plays takes down his opponent still somehow.
That is
So
it. And you
that's
see, the mistake he made was that, I think he maybe misclicked a button on the keyboard, or just
uh,
did something wrong. And
I
that
think
was it. He
no,
just fell
his
down.
opponent ran out of material, so he had nothing to build with. So he could do nothing to prevent the fall.
That was very, very nice, CQFI playing it a little bit smarter than his opponent, and he's still in the game. We have 65 players out of 79 in this lobby, and we can see Storm Eye has started to shrink. It's not started to shrink, it's going to shrink in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. We have 4 minutes before the next shrink comes into play, but we can see two more players lurking around Panjwani, whose teammate is still there with more HP. So we have a 200 HP on Panjwani. I don't think he's going to be taken down this easy, but he's receiving some damage. I believe that's fall damage, if I'm not mistaken, Boom.
No, he didn't get full shields. That's what it is. And these guys do not have ARs. Like he doesn't have an assault rifle, but they're looking for
Oh,
some
yeah.
tags. They do realize there's a team rotating from water, Moise and Kinzel. They're just looking for some tags on them for now because they have the height advantage and the zone advantage as well. So just lurking around for a while, getting to looking for some tags, and that's pretty much it.
Yes, I believe looting will be an important part of the job because you need loot to build the structures in the end game, and if you can, that is where it comes to play. I have seen a lot of battle royale games, but Fortnite comes into my favorite list when it comes to protecting yourself, because yes, when you have the materials, you will be able to build cover around you, and that I believe may be just the key to victory royale. So as you said, there were two different teams actually winning off yesterday. So if I expect today, will it be two different teams, or it might be just one team from yesterday and one team, one new team coming up today? What do you have to say about that, Boom?
If the last teams are like, I think there's a high chance that the teams from the last day can win, but there's always a chance that new teams can win as well. Since I said the format, it all depends on winning the game, and it's not like a point league format where you have to collect points in multiple games. So yeah, I am expecting new players to win, but seeing the performance from Illuminous and Duo tomorrow, they have insane end game and they can take games as well today. So let's see.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And we can see that Ucard, he's not having a sniper rifle yet, but he has an AK, which is a good thing to do, and M16 on his partner as well. So that will also be really, really beneficial. But now you can see some passive gameplay. They're just holding up on the, quite central position of the circle, not moving in. And there's only one team in the center. That is really, not shocking to us, because all the other teams are focusing on looting. There might be a little bit more engagement, but that's, just some speculations. 1 minute, 40 seconds more to go. What are we expecting? How many eliminations are we expecting, after the circle shrinks?
I'd expect at least 4 teams eliminated after the circle shrinks. I saw the outer zones, a lot of teams, they're really far apart from each other, so I don't see a lot of fights going in. But here we have a fight, a both and duo, fighting at Salty Towers, which is a new POI with lots of loot.
So what do you think? AR versus shotgun. Who's gonna win this? Because I personally think that the shotgun
And
is gonna
he
outplay the.
pickaxes his
Oh,
enemy.
yeah.
That is total
Yeah.
disrespect from Rix. And they win the fight. That's a lot of heals for them.
I have no words to say, because the shotgun comes into play in close range, and yet again we see another elimination with it. R1XZZ, the player wins it, and we can see now the entire loot will be enjoyed. They are gonna heal up fully, and maybe, just maybe, wait out for the next fight, because you keep running into engagements. You might be a very strong player, but you might just get outplayed by a third party, maybe a fourth party, but that depends totally on your luck. And if your luck is bad, if your luck is running out, you might be just running into engagements, pulling off one or two frags on your own, but then again you are gonna run out of it. So let's see what we are seeing on our screens now. So Boom, over to you.
Here we have a Both and Rix. They just finished up a fight. They have 4 kills from here. That means they don't have to worry about Storm Surge for the rest of the game. They have all the heals and rotations for the end game. They have nothing to worry about. The only thing they have to worry about right now is positioning themselves in the next zones. And I think that's a really great start for them, starting off with 4 kills. And here we have another duo, incredible. They're rotating inside the zone from Hunter's Haven. There's another duo really close to them. I don't expect any engagements, but you never know. They might exchange some AR tags, and they have 2 shockwaves, a lot of minis and big pots, so that's really good for the end game as well. Good amount of rotations and heals.
That is very true. Well, another thing that's bothering me, Boom, if I'd like to ask you that, we know that, yeah, Fortnite is far more different than any other battle royale. But when it comes to the gameplay style, there's a lot of similarities. In the engagements, you need weapons. People usually don't start building unless they very much need to. But yes, they are doing that. And the loot percentage, you can gather materials by just breaking down stuff. And I believe that is what the players are firstly doing. Second thing is that the circle progression. Now, we know that circle progression in certain games is probable. But what about Fortnite? Because, I have not played the game personally. I have seen playing, but I'd like to ask you, since you're much more, your expertise is much more than me in this game. So,
So
what are the circle progressions? Will it be like, coming up on a singular pattern, or will it be like randomized anywhere it might
Okay,
screw some?
okay, so Fortnite has done a really good thing. Like earlier, it was just a fixed pattern. Like you could just sit at the center of the first zone and expect to be in the center of the last zone as well, because the circle used to just form up in the center only. But right now, after the first 3 zones, the fourth zone is a half in, half out. Means it will form on one random side of the zone. It will be half inside the storm and half inside the zone. So you'll never be definitive if you're gonna get the next zone as well. So for the first 3 zones, you can relax and go towards the center. But after that, it's all randomized, and till the very end, last zone, it's all randomized. You'll never know where the next zone is gonna form, so you have to be very prepared for that.
So, audience, if you were expecting that, then you can always leave a like on that stream now. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Good Game One, do hit that subscribe button and also turn on that bell notifications icon. When we can see a lot of players now lurking around this area, well, and it's actually the entrance of the zone. So yeah, we are expecting a lot of engagements there. We saw incredible fighting up from behind. We are seeing Vishal Balani in front of them. There's actually 3 to 4 teams here, so I am expecting a little bit of engagement. And 1 minute 50 seconds on the clock. Boom! What are we expecting? We have total of 7 players right now on the map in this area.
I
And if okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
go on, go
so
on.
I was expecting a lot of AR shots being exchanged, just because for the storm surge, but surprisingly, a pickaxe swing from Joker and the his opponent understood that he doesn't want to take any fights. Like, this is an old thing in Fortnite. If your opponent swings his pickaxe at you rather than shooting you, that means he wants to avoid fight and he wants to go inside the next zone. In the official Fortnite events, this has been banned and it is not allowed. But since this is not an official event, they just exchange this. Uh, Message to each other that they don't have to shoot each other, and they both agree with it and they both rotate inside the zone. So seeing so many teams and not trading any shots with each other was really surprising, but this is what we have. A lot of teams on this side, but no AR shots exchange so far.
Well, I believe you were absolutely right about no engagements when you are waving that pickaxe. But I am a little bit of a naughty guy, so even if someone was actually showing off their pickaxe that, yeah, don't shoot me, I don't want to engage in a fight, I'd be a naughty guy. I'd go and engage them because why are you trying to hold off? We are all into playing, and if I have to eliminate you to get the prize, why not do that? Well, you can see Joker on our screen, so along with I meet, and I'm expecting these two players are gonna hold up in this place for a little while longer because we are seeing a lot of players on this area yet again. Now we can see this is the second zone of the game. We are gonna have 9 circles total. All 30 more seconds for the zone to start shrinking, and let's see what it's actually not 30 more seconds. It's 30 more seconds for the
Till this,
cloud to shrink and then
yes.
form into the next circle. So 27 duos still alive,
And this
27
place
teams remaining.
is really stacked. The bridge. Here we
Yes,
have around 7 to 9
okay.
teams. And we have Abu Crafts and his duo based up, just looking to third party. And they do realize there's a lot of teams, so there's an opportunity to get some AR tags as well. And there goes the team in the center starts getting pinched.
I believe
And
it's useless to fire at these constructions because you need to break the wall down, and by the time you break the wall down, maybe the enemies can just build back up. So it's useless if you're not really close to each other. But yes, players have a different play style, and the bridge area, like you said, we have total on screen right now. We have 4 teams, and there might be some more teams on this side of the bridge. So yeah, this place is completely stacked up. We are gonna see a lot of engagements in this area, and we can see the zone is also on the edges of the bridge. Oh my God, we are expecting some competition and some real-time engagements here. Boom.
Abu Krafts being very smart. He has, as soon as he saw the zone form, they started to rotate to avoid any further engagements and being messed up with all the enemies behind them. So yeah, that was a really smart rotate from Abu. And zone is very surprising. Like, a lot of duos didn't expect the zone to pull up north side, and you can see so many duos on the south side that will have to rotate, and there's so many teams based up at the edge of the zone, and all these teams at the edge of the zone are here just to hold the enemies off. They're going to use all their AR bullets and they won't let you enter the zone. So the teams that are not inside the zone right now have to choose a smart rotation path, which we can see that they have already begun doing that.
Well, I believe yes, the northern part, actually not the northern, the northwestern part is still empty. So any player who would like to take a northwestern flank, that will be a really advisable thing to do. But we now have
Yes.
Vansh on our screen who's going to be engaging with a lot of players, and there's actually Incredible X right under their noses. And if Incredible gets a hunch of this player, then he might be just coming in for the engagement. Now Storm Eye shrinking, 1 minute 25 seconds on the clock. What do you think, Boom? We have 25 duos still remaining. How many duos are we gonna have left after this storm shrinks?
I'd say at least 20 duos still. That's the minimum we're gonna have left. And here Itachi has realized that the guy below him is a solo, and he doesn't have a teammate. He shoots the gas can, breaks all his builds, but Incredible position themselves in a much better place, so he avoids taking more fire from the enemies.
Well,
And
you are absolutely correct there, and we can see a lot. Like every time, like this is the end circle what we are supposed to see because everyone is stacked up. They are just staying on this part of the circle because they know that there will be multiple choke points on this area. And if they either try to go forward or maybe lurk behind, they might be dead on both angles. So when the price says that, yes, you can only get to me by winning the game, why not play it passively? You are seeing so many constructions on the map right now and also all around these players. Now, Itachi, he has built up a strong construction. He's trying to maybe just peek off the edge and catch off one player off guard. And if he's able to do that, I don't think he's going to wait for it. I think he is going to thirst that player and get that one frag. Although frags don't matter, like I said, it's going to be completely based on your positioning, and the
Extra
victory
loot never
royale will be
hurts.
getting.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes. And boom, one more thing. Like, we are seeing total. Okay, let me just count on the screen. It's around, I believe, 8 teams. Okay, it's actually 11 teams on this part of the circle. What
Yeah.
if the circle shifts to this area? What are we expecting?
And that's what you just said. The circle keeps on going
Okay.
northwest. So yeah, like this is the time the teams, most of the teams that are like on the extreme far side are gonna use their rotation. Maybe a bounce pad, maybe mixed with a shockwave grenade. Otherwise, they can rotate on foot. But yeah, it's gonna be really chaotic rotate from for all these teams. Meanwhile, teams on the northwest are really lucky to be inside the zone. They have an advantageous position. They can hold off these teams. And let's see how the rotation begins. Incredible has started to rotate. They're gonna stick to the right side. Oh, they found a car, so that's a really easy rotate for him. And he's a
That is
solo.
very
He'll be
true.
just taking the car, sticking to the storm on the right side. So he has natural cover from one side, and Asher does the same, sticking to the right side of the storm and going like looping around the whole zone to go inside the zone from the north side of the map rather than going from south directly. There's some really smart rotates coming from these teams. They're really experienced. They know what they are doing, and I'm really impressed by the rotations. See, there's
Well,
so many teams,
15
but they have
seconds.
found themselves an empty path to go inside the zone.
Well, you can see that Asher's footsteps are being followed by Incredible, and Incredible is doing this now. I believe Asher is gonna be pretty, pretty banged up while in this rotation, but he actually does not. He crosses that
Asher
river on
does
the other
realize
side.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. He realizes and he immediately takes cover. 1 minute 9 seconds on the clock. The zone has started shrinking, and we are gonna see a lot of quick rotations coming in. Let's see what the game has to offer us now, because yes, this is going to be a chaotic and circle boom. I see that on the
I
map right
was
now. So
absolutely.
many teams! Oh my god, Boom. Okay, so what do you have to say, Boom?
There's so many teams, and I was absolutely wrong. I was expecting only 20 duos to be alive right now. There's still 23 duos alive. I don't know how these players are managing their rotates when there's so many players holding each other and there's so much action going on. But the survival skills are on next level by these players. Here we have Stranger. He's not playing with his duo from yesterday. That was Illuminous. He's playing with Frosty. So here we have a winner from yesterday's game. And let's see how he proceeds into the game.
Well, that is
VST,
very
his
true.
teammate died. But he still has a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
match. Here he uses a bounce pad to rotate, but he gets beamed midway. It's gonna be really hard for him to rotate inside the zone. The teams has realized
Yeah.
that he's alone and he's not inside the zone, and he's getting pressured continuously.
He's getting pressured a lot now, and the zone, you can see it's almost closed up now. 3 more seconds till it completely shows us the next circle. Where is it? Oh my god! That circle, Boom! Everybody's gonna run for it, and this will be the time which you actually choose. You are gonna rotate fast, or you're gonna just get stranded by the players who are inside the circle. What do you think, Boom? The players
This
inside the
is
circle, are they gonna just build up
this is
top
a
and
very deadly circle.
Yes,
Remind you
yes,
that
that's
players
true.
inside the circle right now, they're in the Coliseum and they are on height. So the players that are already inside the zone, they're at so much advantage. Look at the team purple. They're on the height and they can pretty much see the whole map. They can see all the doors rotating and there's no one to touch them from there. And that's like a really good position for them. Here we have Stranger rotating inside the zone. We can see all the doors have started to rotate. They don't want to waste any time, otherwise they'll be held off by the rest of the doors. And there's a
They're
team.
building also.
Yup.
That's the thing,
Con-
yeah, Boom.
yeah.
They are
Continuously building.
completely building. Like I'm seeing them. They are building, they're fragging, they're building, they're fragging. Like this is complete madness right now. The Colosseum, whatever you like to call it, it's completely getting stacked up by players now. You can see Stranger, he's gonna build up over and over again because the walls just keep falling down. Bullets coming from everywhere. The shotguns and the ARs are gonna come into play. I don't think there's gonna be any sniper action coming up. The pickaxe coming out from Classy. Classy's trying to break down
Hits
the
the
walls. He
wall,
has seen
gets
two
some
players in front
shots
of him.
off.
He's trying to take them down. Maybe not, but no, he builds up yet again and he's denied of those frags. Over to you, Boom.
Remind you, the Coliseum is a place, then like there's some places where you cannot build. So players have to be really smart where they can build and where they cannot build. If they put themselves into a position where they cannot build, they might end up not placing a wall or floor above or below them, and that can cost them their lives. So people have to be very careful about that. And now we see all the duos have reached inside the zone. We still have 23 duos alive. Stranger is just looking out for the next zone and a rotation. He is peeping through his cone right now, and the next zone is goes absolutely far southwest. And they have started to rotate. Frosty being the IGL, leading them, continuously placing builds, not missing a single wall, leading his teammate into the next zone. And here goes for this next duo as well. They're rotating. This duo has a lot of heals, 6 splashes, 2 slurfishes, 4 minis. Like, this is more than enough for the end game.
So much heals, and they also have some pretty good materials left, so they might be some pulling off some a little bit of more what's it called, structures, some building, some cover around them. 55 seconds to go. You can see the zone is actually outside, it's inside the storm. Oh my god, now these players, they need to rotate quick, and they need to do it smartly, because if you are caught out, if you are stabbed in the back, then it's going to be much more troublesome. 23 duos left, 42 solo players, 42 players are left,
Um,
41 players now.
there's also
They're getting
Storm
shredded.
Surge involved now. This duo is 30 below Storm Surge damage, so they'll have to get some damage. Looking at Frosty, they're 450 above. That's a good healthy amount being above, but more tags wouldn't hurt them. So Storm Surge is playing a big factor right now. All these duos have to get some damage, and you cannot be completely passive. That's what all the duos are doing, looking for some shots at each other, trading shots right now. Stranger taking some shotgun shots, dealing some damage, keeping the Storm Surge at a healthy level. And looking at the mat count, a lot of these duos do not have a lot of mats left. 30 bills, 40 bills at most. They'll be actively looking for refreshes, some kills to refresh their mats and heals. So let's see. Stranger using a very good rotate. He has given himself lead inside the zone. He's maintaining the lead, and he'll be the first one who will be hugging the zone and going inside the zone. Here we have Itachi and Vanch as well. He's elevating himself, putting himself in a better layer. He doesn't want to be on the absolute low ground, because that's where most of the people are, and that's where the most chaos is, and you have high chance of dying. Frosty gets a really good refresh. He gets a lot of mats, and he's going towards his teammate. They both split apart. Stranger is on the height, whereas Frosty is on the absolute low ground. Stranger is going towards his teammate, and they both connect. Stranger has come all the way down to his teammate Frosty, and now both of them are together. Here we have Vanch. He's breaking the builds, and he's out of mats. He's just looking for one kill. He's going inside the sand. That's a really smart move. He's just looking for one kill right now. One kill, and it could change the game for him. That's a really smart rotate from him. He's just using the sand as natural cover. Frosty gets taken down. It's just Stranger left now.
Well, yes,
Stranger is
that's
sitting
very
inside
true
his
now.
cone. Stranger is out of builds as well. He just has 5 builds. Itachi and Vanch both alive, looking healthy. No match for Itachi. Gets taken down by Fabris and Addy.
Well,
And somehow,
shotguns above ARs.
yeah,
That's the thing. They are just preferring shotguns now, because close range, I believe shotguns are the new meta
superior
now. But
weapon.
he gets trashed out into the zone. Oh my
And I don't
god.
think he's gonna make it, and he's gonna die to the storm.
Neither do I.
Exactly. Here we
10
have
more
PH.
duels.
He has 14 builds, and his teammate has 20. Okay, that's a healthy amount of builds for this zone, and they have one shockwave to work with. They could break the height, they could go inside the next zone with this. The thing is, both of them are together, both of them are at a healthy, both of them are looking healthy at 200 health. So, yeah, James and Gobris, 3 kills, 95 builds for Gobris and Duo.
Are
So,
you kidding me?
that's a
Like,
lot of builds, and they're
yeah,
on
that's
a
a
really
very.
good layer. I
So if
think,
they can build up, I believe they are doing it now. They need to lead up into the circle more and more, because this is the end game now. They need to
one
be
more kill.
starting the fraggings. Yes, you can see that. You can see that they are just fighting for it. They are not giving up at all. They need to start healing as well. Looking for a lot of zone damage taken there. 40 HP remaining. Gobris has 70 HP, so I am expecting a lot more intensity in this game. Gobris starts to move inside. He has shields. He has 51 shields left, and okay, 100 HP on Gobris. I believe he pulled off that heal boom.
Yeah, like while Addy was healing, like Gobris dropped him some cabbages, which is used for wild heals, and both of them complementing each other so well, building for each other, dropping each other heals. TH here we have on the low ground, taking some aim fight, losing the fight. James drops down and cleans the fight, and here we have a duo on low ground. It's a 2v1 situation,
I believe he's gonna receive a lot of zone damage. He needs to be brought down. He actually is brought down,
and
and
they take
oh,
the win. Gobris
yep,
and EDV James, some
new
insane
names,
teamwork.
new names on
New
the clock
names,
there.
of course. Both of them sticking together with each other till the very end moment, and collecting the kills together, providing each other with heals and mats. That was some insane teamwork by the duo here. A really good end game.
Well, I believe that staying together was the ideal thing that led them to victory. And why not stay together if you're winning the game? And last player alive against them. So it was an easy frag coming out from there. And doing that, they have secured themselves the first victory. So, boom. Like I said before, it might be new names or it might be the people who won yesterday as well. And we can see that these are new names. What are the expectations from this second match? And we'll definitely talk about this match. But what are the expectations from this second game, if I ask you?
I mean, looking at the pattern, 3 games, 3 different winners. I think I'm expecting a new winner this time.
All right, all right. And I think we need someone amongst us as well. Xerxes, where are you, my friend?
Right. I might just be the imposter among us. But yeah, that was a quick one. Yeah. And like Boom said, 3 games and 3 different winners. So clearly the fourth one is also probably going to be a different winner altogether. But did you guys have fun watching that?
Surely,
It
definitely.
was really enjoyable.
I mean, Fortnite actually, I think it's a little bit more fun to watch than play because if you have skilled people who can very quickly like switch
True.
weapons and build at the same time, you're just like, bro, multitasking level
You
max.
need to be, like
Yeah.
jiggling on the keyboard, basically. Like, it's so much work to do at the same time. I don't know how they even keep up with, like, the human brain, especially.
I get it. And now another match coming up. Any expectations from there?
Well, I'll say, boom, you go first, then I'll
Excuse
tell
me.
mine.
Gobres and Duo, amazing performance, amazing chemistry, amazing teamwork. Would like to see them in the another end game as well. Their end
Hmm.
game is insane. The tarping, the IGL leading them perfectly inside the next zone, pr- getting the refreshes. They knew what they were doing and they executed everything perfectly. So I'd love to watch them again. And seeing Frosty, they made like they had some insane end game as well. So I'll be looking out for them as well.
Very interesting. Captain Price, you? What's up?
Well, I'll be obviously, again, like you said, you are the imposter amongst us, but I'll say no, I am the imposter because people are expecting new names. I'm gonna just stick with maybe, just maybe. There's, I guess, 70% chance that we have a winner from yesterday. Like, I don't know how it's tingling, but it does tingle in the back of my mind.
Okay, that's like okay. Why don't we just take a look at the scorecard to see who won and by how much and all of that? Okay,
Okay.
one second. I'm just gonna actually say the winner's name because I mean I don't know the point of a scorecard. Xerxes, it's the end of the day. Sorry, this has been going on for a while. We actually had Gobrix and Jamesy who have actually won um, round one or match one of this, and we're gonna find out who's gonna win match two. I can't. I still can't believe I called for a scorecard to say just these two things. Happens. Really, the imposters need to keep up with this one. I was gonna ask you. So, what do you think if you guys, if the two of you were a duo or a team playing Fortnite together, what would be your strategy to win this match?
Boom would be just, like holding me like this. Come on, let's win, let's win. I think that would be the
I'll be
ideal
telling him,
strategy.
do not shoot anyone if you see them. We're just gonna
Yeah.
hide and we're gonna take this win.
So you want to camp?
Yes, exactly.
When it's
Ah,
win the money,
Yeah.
only if you win the game. So
Anything
yeah,
for
I
the
think
money.
camping is a yep.
Yep.
isn't camping so boring? Like, I mean, it's such a nice, colorful world. I would be like taking a walk in there, be like, "Ooh, look at that tree! Let's chop it and make collect
And
some
then
wood."
at the moment, you get headshot snipe, chopping the tree.
But how do they even go around collecting so much material to build so much? यार? Like, मानना पड़ेगा यार ये लोगों को. Like, it's just mad amount of skill in there.
To know that what they're exactly doing, and I believe they do know. That's why we are having some intense end circles there.
Right. And what about this battle royale format? Do you think it is that is working so well? Why are people loving battle royale so much? Why are people uh like just absolutely in like love with the battle royale format? Like 100 people
Um,
falling in, shooting, skills, circles, gas.
I
I mean,
think
everything does sound
I think
similar,
it's
right?
the satisfaction level. Like when there were 100 players in the lobby and you're the only one to win that. I think when you win a battle royale game, the satisfaction level, the adrenaline rush you get in the end game, there's nothing comparable to that. Like winning a 5v5 format, there's a 50-50 chance that you're gonna win. But when you're in a battle royale, 100 players, you're a one player. That's one out of
Mm-hmm.
100. That's 1% chance. So the level of satisfaction is unmatched. That's what I think.
That's for you, Boom. And what do you think, Captain Price, about this?
I think Battle Royale is the perfect mixture of action and adventure games, and I believe that is the key. Which a little while ago, these kind of games cracked. So I believe Fortnite was the first Battle Royale game, and then came Blast in 2017. That was PUBG PC. So yeah, Battle Royale. I believe a complete immersion of maybe the action games like Call of Duty, the story mode games, and obviously the RPG games, like open world games like World of Warcraft. Then we have GTA, which many people like to play at that time.
Yeah, but I don't know. Somehow I've always found the adventure aspect of it a lot more in narrative-based games, right? And there is this very big crowd which has boomed up in the last couple of years, where people love to watch people play these online games. And I mean, of course, when it comes to narrative based games, you're limited to the story left in the game, and you go on from point A to point B, and it's about living that experience once and you're done. But I'm guessing with a battle royale game or with any of these online multiplayer games, it's a new experience every time, even though if it's the same map, because a team changes the strategy over and over again. But why are so many people enjoying watching this? Like, why are viewership numbers off the charts?
Well, I have
What do
a
you think?
certain bit of theory about that. We all love
Right.
to watch cricket, football. Previously, like there was a lot of things that people like from old to young ones. Like everybody watched cricket and football. So when it came
Right.
to games, like for example, when I was a kid, I used to play maybe Purple Place and all that games on PC. But when it comes to high level gaming, when you are seeing your own favorite player play, like we all have had our idols in the past, and when we are seeing them play, maybe not on the stadium but in front of a PC, I believe that is what brings everyone together, especially the gamers, and that's what we have the audience for.
Interesting. Boom, what is your strategy on this? Do you think they're watching it because it's watching the heroes play, or are they trying to learn something?
I think it's same as cricket. Like when you're watching a cricket match, you know the level of players you're watching. There's something next. You'll never be there. There's just something next level. Right now, let me remind you the players who are competing in this tournament. They practice 8 to 10 hours of scrimming every day, and
Wow.
that's a lot of dedication. A normal casual viewer doesn't have that much time on their hands, so they cannot be there playing that. So rather watch them play their favorite players compete at such high level.
Interesting. And that is why you guys have tuned in to watch GG1 Presents Weekend Wars, and which is why I would also like to, reward you, one of you, with free bucks, 5,000 free bucks. All you need to do is answer the question on the screen, which is going to come, and drop it in the comments. And by the end of the second match, after the results are out, one of you is getting that 5,000 reward points or the free bucks that are going to come your way. Okay, I'm not going to take any more time. The second match is about to start. Boom, Captain Price, over to you. I'm just going to be watching.
Thanks for the ball, and boom, this time I'm gonna just pass off the ball again to you. So here's the cat. So let's start off with you, boom.
We still yet to go inside the game, being the cinematics being played.
Yep.
So, what do you expect about, like, what are your expectations from players this time? You're gonna like how do you think the players are gonna land? Like last time we saw a lot of players were evenly distributed, but quite a few teams that landed on the edge, dying up on the edge as well. For me, I think personally, like the teams are gonna land towards center a lot, and we'd see lot of more action towards the center POIs of the map. So, what are your expectations from players this time?
Well, I'm expecting maybe, just maybe a little bit more camping because this is the second game of the day. So those who haven't, won anything in the first game, they'll be trying a lot more to win something. And there may be some players who are gonna just go aggressive. Ki, yeah, just enjoy the game, forget the prize. We are playing at a competitive level. We'll get to learn something from the engagement. So yeah, there will be players obviously doing that as well. But yes, when it comes to the prize, I believe everybody is gonna play according to that. And if I am right, absolutely, then we are gonna also see same end circle intensity, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit more than what we have seen in the last game, compared to the edge fights, the early engagements, all that compared. I'll say that we will have a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, and maybe a lot more engagements and fights and excitement into this match. So boom, like we were having this conversation with Xerxes a little while ago, that the battle royale games are engaging more and more audience daily. So what do you think? Like Fortnite is a game which is very hard to play. And if you
Yes.
master it, if you have the skills, then you really start loving it. What do you have to say that after this, especially the new patch that came into Fortnite, I heard that almost 60% users who actually left Fortnite, they at least came for a trial run of the new update. So what do you think, did that new update actually affect the game style?
Um, I'd say when there's a new update, it doesn't necessarily bring in a lot of players. It's just the players are curious what's new in the game that they have been playing for so long. But I don't think they permanently return the players. But that's a good thing that a lot of players come back. But the thing is, like, if a player comes back and he's like, okay, I really enjoy this new patch, I might start the game again. So that's one thing. And right now we have two duos going towards Sweaty Sands, and it's the same split from the last time. Very few teams going towards the northwest side of the map, and two teams at Sweaty Stands. They have landed very close to each other. We can see some action going on here really soon. Vanch and Itachi looting up. And here's the first engagement. Him only finding a pistol and Nomads, his opponent having a shotgun, and he still takes him down with a blue pistol.
Okay, and he gets taken down as well. So I
Yep, his
believe that's a
teammate,
fair trade.
yep, with the immediate backup. And
Shut
Itachi
down.
too, coming up on top, taking down Goofy.
And Itachi, I believe, was one of the duos who survived till the end. So yes, we were
Yeah.
expecting this. Who could have just owned him? He just fragged out both of
And
them.
now
So
the great thing is, they're done with Storm Surge and they have the whole place to themselves to loot. They can
oh
loot
yeah,
up till their heart desires. They have all the time in the world. Now nobody to contest them and two quick kills. That's really good for Vanch and Duo.
and they have guns as well. They just do not need to be so much concerned because both of them, they have quite the weaponry there. They have two shockwave grenades as well, which is gonna count in the end. So what do you expect, Boom? They are gonna, I think they're gonna focus on looting now because there's no one around them, and they have 3 minutes to start the rotation. So that should be fine, right, Boom?
So the loot path that these guys have chosen, they don't have a lot of loot. Being very honest, they both don't have shields. They
Okay.
both don't have shotguns. So yeah, their loot path has to continue for quite a while now. They don't have enough loot. So yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Loot up small houses. That's a different strategy. Instead of landing at a POI, people choose to drop at small houses and loot up a lot of small houses. Eventually, having making them have enough loot. There's a fight
That's
going at
great.
Salty.
Oh
Last
yes,
time
I
we
can
didn't
see
see
that.
any duos fight like off spawn at the POS. They just disengage. But duos are getting desperate. They know how important these early kills are for the Storm Surge to make them survive in the end game. And Daddy Noob and written by his teammate takes down the opponent duo, leaving them with not a lot of loot, but they still have plenty of time. And being in the center of the zone, I'm pretty sure they can get a lot of loot. Quick, clean kills coming by them, using their shotguns at close range, taking the advantage.
Well, that is very correct. But Daddy Noob, you can see how desperate he is. He has, I believe he has one frag and one for his teammates. So that's two frags total for the team. I believe they have enough for the Storm Surge. But now they are going to break up everything in their path to just collect for that little bit more loot that they need. And I expect they're going to start their rotations really soon because Dirty Dogs is going to be quite away from the edge of the circle. But now, 1 minute 39 seconds on the clock, and we are going to see a number of rotations. We also have seen 5 elimination of duos. I mean, 5 duos have been eliminated, and like from 89 down to 78, this has been quite a run. Are there players around here? I believe there's a duo. Oh, yes, we are engaging in a fight
There's a
there.
fight.
We can
Yeah.
see No Pain and Toxic Aura, Whitey Toxic Aura, and what do we expect? Is the YouTuber gonna outshadow both these players?
Let's see, both the players below do not have a lot of mats. They have decided to just base up and play around the boxes, forcing the enemy team to take a box fight. The team on the height, I think they're not really keen to take this fight and they're not going all in for the fight. They might just disengage here because they're just sitting in metal box and it's really hard to break through metal.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, and we can see all these 4 players. They are going up high.
We
They
see
might be
a high
engaging
play,
there.
but
Oh
he
yes,
takes a heavy shot.
they are engaging. Boom, they are fighting it out. They want to actually take the fight. It's not actually the IGV 3K's team. It's actually the YouTube team who are actually trying to engage, and they actually pull off one frag there. It's not
And
a
that's
frag,
the
it's not a
second
finish, and
kill.
it's a
The
clean.
team on the low ground tried to go for a hide play, like surprise their enemies and get hide, but they absolutely failed at that. The enemy was very well aware and they knew what was coming and they shut them down immediately once they go for the play.
Well, they didn't have so much of heals to work with as well. They had nothing, to be
Yeah,
very
they had
honest. I believe
nothing.
one of the players was on 40 HP, so there was nothing that they could do right now. Well, no pain. He did a great job there, and I believe they are looking for more. Imid actually takes down live Bigfoot a little bit away there, and Harris White, he's also coming up with
Yeah,
a double frag. So
yeah, two
there's a
quick
lot of
kills.
eliminations coming up this game.
Yeah, like players are playing really fast paced right now. Like it's human psychology. People tend to lose their patience and they just they're gonna take fights that they see right now. Because at the end, taking more fights, and if you win the fights, you'll have more loot, more storm surge to work with. And another way, just increasing your chances of surviving the end game.
Yes, that is very, very true. But now, as we can see on our screens there, we have now Toxic Aura. We know that their team has total 2 frags and none of the frags are with him. So he might be just be a little bit thirsty or maybe just play a passive game. That's totally up to him. But they are lurking around Dirty Dogs there and they need to start moving. You can see they are looting so much that, they should not have any problem in the end game. Let's see what they have. Well, they have 54 builds now to work with. That's not enough, for the end game. They might be just looking for, okay, that's enough. I believe 71 and 54, that's almost like 120 builds. So
They'll
is that
still be
enough, bro, for
farming.
the end
No, no,
circle?
no. Like for the first zone, you should be having perfect mass. That's 150 builds each.
Okay.
They'll eventually
Okay.
farm their way up while rotating inside the next zone. So there's a lot of time for that. And but they're
Okay.
doing really well on shields and rotation, so that's good for them. They don't have to worry about the loot. They can farm their
Okay, that is
mats
great.
on their way up.
Oh, and we have another, not another, actually a three-way engagement there. There are three duos holding up here, and there's only, they need to be, okay,
And
and,
ball
oh, they are
getting
getting
inboxed
battered.
up.
Yeah, they're just getting sandwiched. Is it some team up or something? I don't think it's a team up. I believe
No,
it's
no, no,
just
it's not.
whoever gets the frags, just get the frags. Let's just eliminate anyone who's in our path. Let's engage in a 2v4 fight. Why not? Because it's Fortnite. It's the battle royale, ultimate battle royale game. So boom, what are you expecting? Who's gonna just lurk out of this fight?
The team on the height has left. The guys who were on the low ground held themselves really well. They just kept making new boxes, avoiding the fight, and the other team realizes that they can't stay on the edge of the zone for really long because they have to start rotating in the next zone as well. So the other team, being smart, just leaves them alone, and yeah, that was really good hold off by the duo FNM01 and his teammate.
That is very true. 1 minute and 50 more seconds. It's actually 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock, and they need to start rotating. You can see caddy corner. They need to start leaving it, but there are still two more players lurking around, and they are
They're
rotating the
coming from the
exact same
storm.
direction. Yes, they are in the storm, and okay, and this might be a very, very tricky fight to engage as well. If they are not committing to the circle, I believe they might be just taken down both by the storm. Let's see if they are, actually doing that. There are actually 5 players, not 4 here, and all these players, they need to start rotating as well. You can see Moise on the screen there. His teammate Kinzel is having a little bit of an HP problem there. They have a lot of ammunition. Okay, they don't have an
They have
HP
lots of
problem. They have
bandages
enough
and
heals. Yep.
floppers, yeah, so they won't have an issue.
So they won't
But
have any
they'll,
problem. They're just gonna
yes,
go lurk around. But there's 2 players. You can see on the map there are
they are
two
being
players
followed
lurking
by
behind.
3 players actually, yeah. So they
So what do
have
you
to be
think?
very careful. I
Are they
think
gonna get backstabbed? What do you
no,
think?
no, 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 no. Because if the players behind them shoot these guys, they have an advantage, zone advantage. So the Kinzel and duo will definitely not hesitate to hold the duo behind them. So the duos
Look at
behind
this
them have
fish
to
on
be
our
smart.
screen. Look at this fish on our screen going down, up, and they have successfully crossed the river too. So I think they are quite in a bit of the circle. Yeah, they are in the circle. There are 2 more players
Duo
also
doesn't have a
chasing
lot
Daddy Noob there.
of loot. Like their early game was really a disaster. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
shields. He's not even full health. Lacking on the mats as well. I think they got into a few fights, yeah, which they did. They both have 1 kill each, but they couldn't they didn't have time for looting after that. So they have ended up with really bad loot now. So and they get pressured, and his duo gets taken down by the AR laser, and it's a 1v2 situation right now for reaction. He
Gun? He does?
amazing shots. He
Oh!
takes down. That was really close, but his
Did he thirst him or did he just
yeah, did he
survive? Oh
fin-
no,
he
he
no he totally finished his opponent, but his teammate finishes off Harris in the end.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna just thirst him, maybe
He
just
actually
eliminate
did.
him completely, but he didn't. I think that's fair play. I have seen a lot of players do that. That we are not winning. Let's not give another team another chance. Just eliminate the player down there. But he did not do that. I really really respect whoever this fight was being engaged with. But now we have Pratt Saiti and Harris Whitey. And Harris Whitey, like I said, he was being dominant in the last game. Can he be dominant
He's
in
four
this game
kills
as well?
right now. He's dominating in this game as well.
That is
Same,
very
he does
true.
not have a lot of rotation, but really good on ammo count and heals, 4 minis and 200 AR ammo. So they're doing pretty fine on that. They don't have whites. His duo is only on 30 health, so the zone is a very real threat for him right now.
So
Touching
one
the
quick
zone can
question,
be
if
disastrous.
Boom, if someone has forgotten, Boom, like just asking, like we know who the winners for the last game was, but just remind the viewers, like who were the winners of the first and the second game that was yesterday?
One game was Illuminous and Duo, and the second game, sorry, but I cannot recall the names. The
All
names
right.
were not very
But
like
I
I had a
believe
few
if they
numbers in
win
them.
this game, then you will be able to recognize them, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
of course.
All right, all right. So we can see a little bit of more engagements maybe coming up on our front. We have 8 players on the map now, and they are all on the edge of the circle. 36 seconds more to go for the circle to start shrinking,
The
and
zone
you can
has
see they are
been,
patching up.
yeah, the
Yes,
zone has been
and
killing these players. The zone has been one big problem for these players all this time. All these players staying at the edge of the zone, continuously running since the first zone began, and the zone is just pulling max distance all the time for these players, which is really unfortunate. Harris has
you know,
spotted a duo behind
one
him.
thing, yes, and one thing I've noticed, Boom, is that the kill feed never stops. There's always elimination. Like, see, even when I'm talking, there's eliminations coming up on
Missions.
our kill feed, and I believe we are not paying attention so much to the kill feed. So let's just start coping up with the kill feed as well. We have
Yeah.
33 duos still remaining and 64 players, so there's only two solos. Others are all stacked up in duos. So what do you think? Will the solos outplay the duos, or are the duos are gonna dominate?
I mean, the solo player has to be really insane because when you're a solo, you're half the mats, you're half the heals, you're half the firepower, and a good duo always utilizes their full firepower and heal. So yeah, you're at a really big disadvantage unless you pull off some crazy plays. So
Well,
I'm
you
not
can see
expecting a lot from
GoBricks.
solos. Here we
Yeah,
have
GoBricks has
James
been
from
down.
last game, Gobrix and James, who did amazing last game. His duo is taken down. He's in a 1v2 situation, I think. Amazing shots coming by him, but not
Oh,
enough because he was on really low health and his duo gets taken down, which is really unfortunate.
I believe
Anyway, James
it
catching
was a
up.
good thing. Oh, did he clutch it?
Yeah, he did clutch
Oh
up.
yeah, he did clutch
He
it. Oh
switched
my
BY,
god,
reviving his
that's good.
teammate.
Oh, so he just immediately revives his teammate. No big deal there. It was an easy thing to do. And James, man, this guy is insane. We see him there, and we can see now there's only 56 seconds. The circle has already started shrinking. So what are these plays? We can see the colossal Colosseum. It's nowhere in the circle, and there's only one guy inside the sand using for the rotations. Like we saw it last
It's
game, and we're seeing it yet again. So is this a wise thing to do, Boom?
yeah, it's like when you're in the sand, you move faster and you're not very visible to the enemy. It's a good thing for rotating. Like you can also catch your enemies off guard. Like a player might not pay attention. You can just pop out of the sand and shotgun him in the face.
Like now, I guess.
Yeah, but
You see
like
that
right now in
so
this
cheeky
side of format,
performances.
it'd be smarter for him to just rotate inside the zone using the sand. You'll
Well,
be
I
saving
believe
a
in
lot of
this.
builds.
Yes, in this heavy part of the zone, I don't think anyone is gonna get engagements because everyone
Yeah,
is trying to get inside the
there's
circle.
gonna be
You see,
so
there
much
are
third
at
party
least
factor.
11 teams.
Yeah,
Exactly. There are almost 11 teams right now on the mini map that we have on the right side, bottom of our screens. There, 6 more seconds for the circle to stop shrinking, and maybe let's see the progression of the next circle. Well, we can see Itachi and Vansh there on our screens now. Again, Sixen, and I believe Sixen. Okay, and he has been spotted immediately. You see, he needs to be careful there. He uses that shield to be reinstalled immediately, and I mean it's 92 HP now. He's pushing up there. He might be trying to go off with that sniper shot. Will he connect? Let's see if he does. No,
no,
he does
he
not
has
connect. He
not.
misses. He has to go for that reload instantly. He starts building all around him. He has 120 buildings still left. 144 builds coming up on 6 Itachi. He's right now on the high ground, just holding up. He has snipers. He has ARs. I believe he has enough to play with, but there will be an engagement between these two duos. So, boom, over to you. This duo, this elimination will be totally in your
And
hands.
Vanch is totally trying to disengage. This is the edge of the zone. I thought there's gonna be a definitive engagement here, but these players are really disciplined. They somehow like disengage from the fight and they just want to play for the end game. So no fight from here. Itachi being very smart, he has enough kills. He does not need to force the damage that he needs for Storm Surge. And being very smart, they just rotate inside the next zone. Here we have Frosty and Strange, another duo to look out for. Two really good players.
Well, that is very, very true. But Frosty, he's in the water. He needs to go up on the land, which he does, and he starts building immediately. What you can see is Frosty. He is still there. And where's Stranger? I don't see Stranger on the map. Do you see him, Boom?
Stranger went the other way. Like I think he's just joining Frosty right now. Frosty has made a base for him, and Stranger is just behind him.
Well, yes, I
following
can
the
see them.
lead.
Yeah, they are behind them. They just
Yeah.
stacked up some other. This synergy that these players are showing in front of us, it's really, really menacing there. Because I believe the complete coordination will come into play when it comes to the end circle. We are already in phase three. We are gonna move into the phase four in a short amount of time. 1 minute 20 seconds on the clock. Still, the circle starts shrinking. We can see there are a lot of teams actually holding up in the central part of the circle. But as you told me a couple of minutes ago, that the circle will not be predictable. It might go anywhere it want to. It's totally like randomized, like you told me. So what do you expect, Boom? Which side is the circle gonna go? Will it be north, south, east, west, or any of
This
the
next
other
zone, it's
direction?
still gonna be somewhere in the center. Then the zone
Okay,
after, like the second zone after this one is gonna be
okay.
half in, half out. I think the zone can pull towards Collegium again. I think there's a slight chance. I have a gut feeling about it, but let's see. We never know how the zone pulls.
Well, I have an interesting theory about it. I think I have seen in battle royale games that wherever the players are not there, the zone usually pulls towards that direction. So does that work out in Fortnite as well?
Not necessarily, but the thing is like the zone has been pulling northwest this whole game. So there's a slight chance, like the first three zones have been northwest, northwest, northwest. The players have been running continuously. So I think there's a slight chance that this zone might form on the northwest side as well. Let's see, because it keeps going in one direction. If it starts going in one direction, that's how it is.
All right, and as we can see on our screens now, Frosty will be holding up with Stranger. Both the players are still holding up in the central part of the circle. The circle has shifted, and I believe I am seeing another central shift. So the ones in the center will have a little bit of peace on their end, but the other players, they will need to start rotating immediately. 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. Yet again, we have 30 duos still left alive, 30 teams left alive, 57 players in the game. We can see a lot of sniper action coming up in the central part. We can see on the map there. Oh my God, these builds just keep coming, and there are so many players. We see Viper Omar, we see Tex, we see Incredible, we see Hawk, we see Affix there, we see Vishal also surviving. So a lot of familiar names coming up from the last game.
Hmm.
So I am expecting maybe, just maybe, another victory coming up for the last game. Winners, or maybe just from the day before. Let's see. It might be new winners as well. So it's total
Yeah.
speculations now, but it'll be no less than 10 minutes till we find our winners for this
There's
game.
a
So what are you expecting? Whom are you bets on? Like, I'll bet on someone as well. But Boom, I really want to know, like, whom are you betting on among all these
I'm gonna
players?
bet on Frosty and Stranger. They're positioned near the riverbed. That means they're still at the center zone. So they haven't used a lot of mass. They're looking good on shields and rotations. And we have seen them play endgame, which they're very good. So let's see how they do. And there's fights going on outside the zone on the northwest side of the map. And there's a duo that gets taken out. Yellow team fighting, two yellow teams fighting on the northwest side. And
Well,
most of the teams
yes.
have rotated inside the zone now, and surprisingly none of them have died, which surprises me every time I see all these players rotate.
Well, Storm Surge warning, damage enemies to avoid elimination. There's the warning there coming up, and this is gonna raise the heartbeats of a lot of players. And if we were talking about bets, then I'm also gonna bet on Stranger and his duo, because they are good. They are really good. Just I thought, why not raise the stacks a little bit more higher? We can see Frantic. He's gonna jump down into the zone now. He needs to be holding up here, and he
Goes
immediately
for a
dashes inside,
full
maybe trying to take
psychotic
one player
play.
down. Let's see if he takes him down. And no, he misses, and he will get traded instead. No chance there. I believe he's gonna get completely taken down. What do you think, Boo?
A really good attempt from Frantic K9. He was 4 health, he had no mats, he had to do an all in play, like just go psycho and go inside a box and look for a kill. That's his only way of comeback, and he almost succeeds at that, killing a 200 health guy with almost 4 HP, taking him down to at least 30 HP. So yeah,
Yeah.
really great attempt from K9. Props him
That's
for
a
that.
good thing, that they really tried hard. But Harris fighting, he's still in the game. Like I said, Harris was in the game. Like, we have seen him in this match for a lot more engagements than we have seen him previously. But now
Yeah.
we can see that there are at least 6 players, and the zone, it shifts to the northeastern part. I mean, there's only 4 players in the zone, and there's no one else. All the other 48 players are gonna have to rotate, and we are gonna see a lot of eliminations there in the kill feed, Boom. And
Yep.
what are we expecting? How many players are actually gonna make it inside the circle?
I think at least 45 players are gonna make it inside the zone. If not that, 40 bare minimum is gonna be 40, but I'm expecting 40 to 45 players.
Okay, I'm expecting 32. So, should you think I should increase the expectations or maybe lower it? What do you think?
I think you're pretty much correct because Storm Surge is gonna starts doing its work once this zone starts closing in. So there's gonna be enemies taken out naturally. But yeah, I know these players are really good. They're really experienced, and they're always, no matter what the situation, they'll make it to the next zone with their scrim knowledge and experience.
Okay, and as you said, they grind almost 8 to 9 hours a day for their scrims because that's what a competitive player does, and that is why they are in this tournament. In front of us, well, we can see Dark Knight AFK. He is gonna heal up. He's gonna form up his full shields. There, he's gonna have that extra bit of loot in his bag, maybe for having their last fight, last circle engagement. But we have now moved into the the fifth circle out of the nine, and we can see A7MR. He's completely spamming those bullets in the direction of money. There, he wants to take them out so bad because they are outside the zone. They need to pull inside, and if you keep spamming them, they are not going to make those rotations. We can see Vansh also. We can see Itachi as well. They're just stuck outside the circle. They need to push through, and I believe, Boom, you were right. We have 46 players still in the circle. 46 players, like complete madness there. 45 now. So, Boom, you were absolutely right. Over to you again.
Right now we have Daniel and Reverse. They have rotated inside the zone, but they're not in a really good layer. They're surrounded by players from above, below, on the left and right. The zone pulls towards the riverbed. That means there's gonna be de-elevation here. The players will have to move down, and let's see how the players proceed. The players on the height are gonna be at a really good advantage. They can just use their bounce pad, take the lead, and build up from there and maintain height. Let's see how the players play from here. There's so many players, it's so congested right now. I think it's gonna hard to cover up all the action. But let's see, here we have Gobriz and James, who did pretty well in the last game and somehow clutched up in this game as well. But they're not doing good on heals. Right now, for now, we have a little bit of elevation. There's a storm short hill here. And yep, players using bounce pad and shockwaves to go inside the next zone, saving their mats for the absolute end game.
That is very true. Well, I see another thing, Boom, that, if you were there playing this exact game there, where would you preferably be there? Maybe on the top or maybe at the bottom of all these, builds?
I'd prefer to stay top. I always prefer height because height is the most advantageous position in this game. You don't have to use a lot of mass. You don't have to worry about a lot of angles from being shot from besides the bottom.
Right.
So yeah.
So that's one way to put it. We still have 23 duos, if I'd like to remind you. And you can see there's actually one player soaring high up in the sky. He's just going to stay there for a little while longer so that all the engagements that are happening. You see the entire map, the circle rotation. So many builds on the map right now. Like, this is complete madness. This is what Fortnite, this is what esports looks about. This is what a battle royale game should be. And you see, he's still going to stay up top. He needs to move on towards the rotation of the circle. And you can see James, who is a little bit ahead than him. But yeah, Joker, he's still gonna be with them.
Very smart. He has marked the next zone. It's on top of the green hill, and any player who reaches there first and maintains height from there, I think is pretty much gonna secure the game. So let's see. I think there's gonna be a fight for height right now at the top of the green hill, and there's an engagement here. The S16 duo sticking together, taking down one enemy. Real Bind is still gliding, trying to stay in the air for as long as possible. It's saving him all the mats right now, and not wasting them. Here we have Stranger, Frosty, his duo is taken down. It's just Stranger himself now. By himself. Mohd spams L2. His duo is alive, he's doing fine on builds. They both are doing really well.
12 more duos to go, 20 more players standing. Who's it gonna be? That's the ultimate question now. We have winners from the last day still surviving. We have winners from today still surviving there because I can see their names in the kill feed and they are completely shredding. But now we have 11 duos still remaining. We can see where the circle has shifted. 25 more seconds to go. Itachi will be still there. They played really well, but Harris Whitey, he gets taken down finally. 17 more players still standing. The 6 will be there on our screens now. He needs to be, patched up immediately. Dame will be there, so holding up there. Dame DZ, okay, it's actually 7 a.m. DZ, he needs to move in a little bit more. So 15 more players. What are expectations, Boom? Will this be the end game?
This is no, it's just the fight for height right now. We have Real Blinder fighting with Mothram is his duo. They both have taken height using the bounce pads, and I think they can secure the game from here, right? Like from here. They have 47 builds on Moth. That means they don't have to worry about anything. They just have to maintain height, shoot their air from above, and that's pretty much it. They can secure the game if they play in a disciplined manner and don't overcommit to the enemies below.
Well, I don't think they're gonna commit to the enemies at all below because, as you said, height is the advantage. But Stranger, actually, he's still surviving there. Frosty, oh my god, Punch is also there. So we have a lot of common names stacking up again.
Okay, the height is being contested. His duo is all the way down and Mohd is on really low health at the height. So here we have Spencer. His duo is down. He's healing up, going inside the next zone. He cannot tank the storm at all. Clap gets taken down. Real Bind is still maintaining height.
There's more boom. 6 players to go. Who will be the ultimate champion there? We can see
We
Spam will be
also
moving
have
down. 5 more. Let's go. Come on,
this
boys.
is
You
fight
can
going
do
on
it.
for height right now. Binder versus Dark Knight. Dark Knight is giving a tough competition, but Binder puts him in his place, throws him all the way down. Here we have Stranger. His duo died long time ago, and he's somehow still clutching
Still
up as a
surviving, but his
solo.
HP. His HP is
And he
very
takes
low.
fall damage. Binder
Oh my
unable to
god.
come down safely, dies to fall damage. Here we have
Again a
Furious Light.
1v2. Again a
Furious Light
1v2.
trading shots and Mode Spam clutching the game. Insane shots. Real Binder and Mode Spams maintaining so much height at the start, giving them such a good match and health lead, and they do use it very well in the end game. And yeah, they take the win. Amazing plays by Mode Plays and Real Binder.
I believe, yes, and that is what brings them to the
Look at the
top of the.
shields. Real Binder
Yep.
still have two floppers to work with. So that they still had a lot of shields to work with. That's really good.
I think that was a decent thing to do, contest for the high ground. And they did. They actually played it off really smart. They soared up high in the sky. We know that they didn't stay up that long, but yes, they were still up there and taking Stranger down. I believe that was the ultimate key to actually winning the game because, Stranger was being chased down by, I believe, all the 5 players that were remaining at that
Yep.
point and engaging in that fight. Stranger also exchanged some damage with the last remaining player. So that is what the last
He
remaining
held
player
off
fell
really
short of.
well. So huge
Yep,
shout out to
yep.
him. Yep.
So
Being a solo.
I'm feeling a little bit bad about Strangers because if his duo
Was
was
alive.
not eliminated,
Yeah.
in the past few phases of the game, then
They
maybe
could
we
have
have
taken
had
the win.
one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. I guess so. So we are on the same page over there. So what do you think? Like we saw complete madness in these two games, and if we talk about tomorrow, I believe it's going to be much more interesting to watch tomorrow. Tomorrow's fight because it's the last day of the first week.
And
So
the
what do you think?
money
It's
on
going to
the
be more
line is
intense.
also yes, of course. Like if you see the money on the line, players will go all in for this money. There's everything's on the line. That's 1,60,000 is not a short amount. And I'm not sure about the tomorrow's format, but I think it's point based league, different
Okay.
matches. We're not sure about that. So each match counts. The consistent duo will take the win. So
So that
each
will
game
be
will matter a
informed
lot.
later, right?
Yeah, that will
No
be informed
questions asked
later.
there. Okay, if
Yeah.
I ask you personally, like, what would you do if you had 1,60,000 rupees right now in your hand?
I'd say I have a lot of pending upgrades on my computer that I'll have to
Okay.
do because
So
since I'm a streamer and I really do need the upgrade, so I would have done that.
okay, so that's a high five on that. I would have went with a complete 3090 build. I guess I believe that amount would have sufficed. But yes,
That would be more
ladies and
than enough.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
whoever is there right now in the comments, you can also leave your comments down there in the comment section. Like, what would you do if you had the entire prize pool all by yourself, 1,60,000 rupees? So do not forget to tune in tomorrow as well. We are not done today yet. We are gonna have a little bit more chit chat, and also our dear friend is gonna come and tell you the names of the winners yet again, although we have seen them on the screen. So I'd like to ask one more thing, Moon. Like, I'm there for the day today, and if we compare with yesterday, like, which part of the game did you enjoy the most? Was it yesterday's fights or was it the versatility that we saw today?
I think today was more enjoyable. I think players were just playing out of their minds today. So many engagements, so
All
many
right.
clutch plays, and
All
solo
right.
players going out of their mind to clutch up with without their teammates. So it was just insane today. Like it was so much
All
chaotic,
right.
so much fun.
That's great. That's great. But now we have our, anonymous among us, imposter among us. That's going to be Xerxes. So, hey, my friend, where are you?
Yeah, I'm right here. How you doing, boy? These matches, is it just me or are they going really fast? What's
Time just flies by.
what's happening,
Yeah,
right?
I think
I mean,
that's the
and
thing because
now and now I can actually call for a scoreboard because now we've done with two matches and this is the end of the Fortnite segment. So let's take a look at the scoreboard right now.
do we need the magic? I guess we do not need the magic.
That was Cobrix and Jamesy, and there was Mohammed Spams and
L2 and
Mohammed
real
Spams
blinder.
L2 and Real Slender.
Blinder.
It's
Oh,
real
the
blinder, I
real
guess.
blind. God, that's what this light is doing to me. I'm really blinded,
All right.
and we're reaching day two of Weekend Wars to an end. I'm just getting a little hyped right now because day three is around the corner. The eliminators are going to happen tomorrow, and we're going to have a finals. There's going to be so much money flowing around tomorrow, and there's just going to be so much excitement, bloodshed, bullets, bombs, power ups. Ah, this is doing some very nice things to me, but
Let's not get to what it's doing to you.
okay, let's not worry about that. Casters, you guys have been great. Thank you so much
My
for
pleasure.
being here. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow at our respective games. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just call on one last time for the weekend war schedule, so you know exactly what time to tune in for which matches. So whenever that's ready, we're gonna take a look at that. We already have oh, it's already here. We have Valorant happening at 10:45 a.m. The top four teams will be competing over here. We have Call of Duty Mobile happening at 3 p.m. and then we have Fortnite again at 7:30 p.m. And this will mark the end of the first edition of GG1 Presents Weekend Wars powered by Halo Masks. And I know I told you one of you could win the free bucks, and I am not going back in that, which you definitely will. I will announce the winner, but right after these short break, because that's how you guys are gonna hang in with us, right? So take this little break, come back, and I'm gonna announce the fan of the day, and then we are done. See you in just about a few minutes. Oh, I'm back. Thank you for hanging back in. It's time to announce the fan of the day. The fan of the day is Ruse FN. Ruse FN, you need to DM us on Instagram. You have won yourself 5,000 free bucks. Congratulations. And that is all from me. I'm going to give a huge shout out to all our partners. This is GG1 Presents Weekend Wars powered by Halo Masks. We've got a gaming storage partner, WD Black, online streaming partner, MX Player, loyalty partner, Reward Port, immersion tech partner. Question was real. That's the all glasses that I'm wearing. And this is me, Xerxes, signing out for right now. See you tomorrow again at exactly 10:45 a.m. for Valorant. Goodbye. Good night. Hope you guys are well. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Bye.